All right, so here we are with another seed. I'm gonna kind of skip through the long journey it took me in order to get to it, but I eventually did find a plains biome village, which was really nice. um, it seemed pretty large, although later on I kind of ran into some issues with it not being as populated as some of the other villagers that I tried to do. But anyways, it has this really kind of crazy ravine, and I decided that that was like a pretty good spot in order to make a impromptu mine. Granted, it'd be really inconvenient to go up and down because of the pretty sheer drop, but anyways, so first night I decided to just pop down there, and then I quickly realized that it'd be pretty dangerous for me to go back up, so I sealed myself off and waited for morning. And then eventually I got some torches and headed out with the goal of mining and picking up some iron. I decided to grab some copper this time around. I normally don't pick up as much copper, mainly because they're more building blocks than other stuff, and I don't normally live long enough to warrant building blocks. But this time around I decided that I would pick it up so that I could use it later. But yeah, you can sort of see the pretty high drop that I have going on there. Thankfully there were these kind of waterfalls that took me almost all the way up the edge, and I used that to traverse the side, so I didn't have to try and cut out a set of stairs. But the way down always took a little bit because the slope was just a little steep, so that I couldn't just jump off the edge, otherwise I would die. Anyways, so you can see I tend to, at night, bar the doors to prevent villagers from sneaking in, as we learned before. We're a little older, a little wiser. And then this one skeleton popped up, and I was like, oh great, I don't have a sword. So I quickly started beating him with my block of dirt, and thankfully he was on fire, and so I was able to survive, but oof, it was close. Anyways, so I decided after a little bit that I was going to do something that I've always wanted to do but never actually done, and that was make a water elevator of some sort. And so I got out the material that I needed, and I quickly got to work on making the elevator, and I slowly worked my way down, grabbing all the material that I needed. I try not to use my iron pickaxe because I don't want to run out of iron, because it's a hot commodity for me. Anyways, eventually I made the massive hole, as you can see, that goes all the way up, and as you can see, it's only 2 deep, and that's because I figured that I would tower up the center with cobblestone and fill it in, as you can see here. So one side is filled all the way to the top, and then the other side just has a little set of water. That was so nerve-wracking when I did it, just like jumping down, because I was convinced that I was going to die, but I didn't, which was pretty impressive. Decided to go back to caving because I needed some more iron. Again, I am not going after librarians, especially in this village, because I needed to be able to get diamond equipment, diamond armor and stuff, and I found that that's easier for me to do than to go hunting for them, trying to get fortune on a pickaxe and all that stuff. So yeah, then this creeper popped up, and I realized I still don't have a sword, and so he blew up, but thankfully I survived. And then this zombie popped up. You can sort of see the walls. I decided that I was gonna kind of shield off that section so that I wouldn't have to worry about accidentally losing like creepers or whatever on the way, but I still don't have a sword, so it took forever to take them out as I went. Anyways, I eventually popped back down into another cave, and so I decided to run around and fill it up, and as you can see, there's some of the iron ingots. And then I stumbled across my first like big thing from 1.19, and that was an ancient city. And I was like, oh my goodness, look how big that is. That's insane. Like the deep dark freaks me out. I've seen people mess around with it a little bit online and be like, this is how you survive. And I go, I don't think so. I also found a mine shaft while I was at it. And so I quickly kind of grabbed some of the stuff that I could, taking it with me as I kind of wandered around, grabbing all the stuff. And that's how I actually got my first diamonds, which was pretty convenient. Didn't have to go too far looking for that stuff. But I also didn't run into too many mobs when I was wandering around here, which was a little strange. I did find this spider spawner, but there was only one spider. And as you can see, I'm a little taken aback by it. I keep kind of glancing around expecting another one because this spider ended up getting stuck on this block. And so I was able to take him out with my pickaxe and grab the stuff that I needed and get going. So that was kind of strange because that doesn't normally happen, but oh well. Made some more torches and made sure that everything was pretty lit up. Found some exposed diamonds, which was really nice. So I was able to grab those. It took a little bit. Anyways, while I'm mining these diamonds, be sure to leave a like if you liked and subscribe. You can see me here. I'm using my bubble elevator on my way up. And the first time I did this, about halfway through, I was like, ooh, this is going to be really close. I hope that I don't die in the process. But yeah, as you can see, it is one bubble off. So no dilly dallying as you're on your way up that elevator. You gotta go fast. Yeah, then some stuff got struck by lightning, and then a spider tried to take me out, but I, at that point, had my sword. Anyways, so I was looking down to see if there was a better way to do it, and then I saw this, and I realized I had a lava pit right next to my village. And I don't know about you guys, but I love finding lava pits. They're some of my favorite things because one, it's easy to make obsidian, which is very convenient, and two, it's easier for me to smelt than using coal. I don't really like to use coal when smelting. Anyways, and so I got to work on making or getting all the obsidian that I knew that I was going to need for the portal to the Nether. I toyed with the idea of an enchanting table, but I did have some leather, but I didn't know if I was going to get enough diamonds. And then I made a boat chest type of thing. I had seen some other people make boat chests or whatever, but I thought that they were using a mod pack or something because I thought, wow, that's really convenient. Anyways, so I went sailing and I found this other village, which was kind of cool. And I discovered that they were quickly being attacked by a whole bunch of zombies. I was terrified when I went to go do that I was going to hit it. And I robbed the village blind as normal. Got some magma so that I could pop into there, made the Nether portal, and then decided to start filling in the dirt while I waited for more villagers to breed so that I could get some more stuff. And this crazy creeper came up behind me, no warning whatsoever. This is another reason why I don't like tall grass. It's a thing, and I don't like it because I feel like creepers can hide in it. Anyways, so I decided that I was going to make the kelp because I know for like a bubble elevator you need to fill it with kelp, and so I decided that I was going to quickly fill it up all the way. I sort of started it with the parts that I could reach it, and I was really nervous that I was going to die in the process, but I successfully did it. And this, even though I didn't do the whole bubble elevator at this point because I didn't have any soul sand, it still made me go up the elevator a lot faster, so I wasn't at one bubble of air. Anyways, so I quickly headed back down into the caves to get some more iron because I discovered that there was actually quite a bit of iron and stuff down here, and I don't know, I felt like I was doing a pretty good job at clearing the place out and making sure that I had everything. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of iron, which was really nice. As that's like my first, I don't know what it's officially called off the top of my head, but I know people that call it like beans or whatever. Anyways, so it was like copper, raw copper or whatever. Not copper, iron, raw iron or something. Anyways, so that's my first one that I've ever seen. I had also seen some copper earlier on, which was also pretty cool, but not nearly as exciting as iron. So quickly grabbed that. And then I knew that that was sort of an indicator that this was like an iron vein or whatever. And so I marked it with a piece of wood to make sure that I could do it. Anyways, and so then I went a little bit further on in the mining and I discovered this skeleton and quickly took him out with my sword while the spider's also trying to kill me. And I quickly realized, oh great, I don't have a bow and arrow. So I hid behind the wall, ate my carrots right as the skeleton popped out, and I whacked him with my carrot and ended up killing him. And then I took out the spider. As you can see, I'm like trying to get to the sword, and thankfully I was able to get it. Cleared the hallway, made sure it was well lit and that there wasn't anything. You can sort of hear like the zombies kind of groaning nearby, so I knew that they were somewhere around here. So quickly like scanning the area, making sure, ate my carrot to get a little bit more health up on the old bar to make sure that we don't accidentally die or something. And then decided to sort of head out and see what we could find after I let my health get all the way up. Any recommendations on surviving the deep dark and getting cool loot? Let me know down below. Anyways, so I grabbed out my sword, turned around the corner, and then turned around and it was a baby zombie. I was like, oh my goodness, a baby zombie. And then he asked his friend and I was like, oh great, 2 baby zombies. Then they called their other brother, and then it was 3 baby zombies and I died.